What's up with it? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Now, I'm going to talk about Lamar Jackson right quick. As you know, Lamar Jackson was sidelined because of the injury to his ankle, and he just recently returned to practice. Matter of fact, him and Kyrie Irving returned to practice around the same time. But there's been reports that Lamar Jackson has still been limping on that ankle injury that he had suffered. Here's my thing, man. I've told people that this is something that you really got to take seriously because let's just call it what it is. Lamar Jackson is that squad. And while they've been doing good, while Baltimore has been doing good, even though they've had some, questionable play calling from Harbaugh, for the most part, they are still doing good, you know. And also, I think that the media kind of wanted this shift right here that's going on too, especially when you consider how the Chiefs have climbed all the way back to being a top team in the AFC, and now they want to go ahead and they want to start talking about Patrick Mahomes. They was even when Patrick Mahomes wasn't really doing that good, they still kind of neglected Lamar Jackson. Now they gave him his props and everything like that, but uh, let's just call it what it is, man. They want Lamar Jackson to fail. You know what I'm saying? And they would rather have uh, Patrick Mahomes as that golden boy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But injuries are a part of the game. It's something that can't be controlled sometimes, and this is something that they shouldn't take lightly. I know it's just some people are talking about it's just the ankle injury and all this other stuff, but there is some cause of concern because God forbid something else takes place, and I'm not even going to put that energy out there. You know, he's played damn good this season at an MVP level. Now there's he kind of had a roller coaster a little bit within the last couple of games, but before he got hurt. But for the most part, Lamar Jackson was that guy, especially when you consider how well he played in clutch situations. You know what I'm saying? An aspect of his game where he has improved, especially when you talk about under 2 minutes and the pressure drives and everything. So I'm just hoping, man, that they approach this with caution. I I've said it in the beginning. I don't want him to play. Um, and I know some people are going to disagree with me. They're like, "Man, get out there, da 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 da." But why risk it? Why risk it? You talking about pretty much the future there. He goes out there, then next thing you know, something happens, and then all of a sudden he's no good anymore. And then that's just gonna be another African American quarterback that had so much promise, and then next thing you know, he's added to the list as one of the guys that could have been or could have, would have, should have. And to me, Lamar Jackson doesn't fall in that category, you know. And I don't want them to. I don't want anything to happen to his career. I just want to see him make it, you know. But everybody that's sitting up there saying, "Oh yeah, let's get him out there," trying to rush him, even the people that are closest to him, shame on you. You know, let him make his own decision. If I'm Lamar Jackson, this is my body. It's my body. It's my chessboard. I can dictate what I want to do, and on top of that, I have the keys and the green light to this franchise, not you. You know, and shame on the media too for being the driving force for trying to, because what the media will do is they'll try to make a shift. Like, okay, they'll talk about his injuries and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then, oh yeah, the Chiefs are playing so well and everything, pretty much as a psychological way to throw Lamar Jackson under the bus for his injuries and hoist up Patrick Mahomes. And look, I don't have anything against my homeboy. I like Patrick Mahomes, but in my opinion, Lamar is not a Pro Bowler this year. Shh, that's definitely your opinion. That's definitely your opinion because I want you to go back and go look at the beginning of the season, uh, Slinky. You know, and that might be it might be your bias um, that's kicking in because there's no way there's no way that he's not a Pro Bowler, especially when he was at the beginning of the season. He was in running for the for the MVP. You know, so and true enough, I can understand why you're saying that now. You know, but at the same token, if you would have looked at the beginning of the season, they played phenomenal. You know, and to validate that, let's just take a look, okay? Let's take a look at that, right? Now, look at the key wins that they had. They knocked off the Raiders, okay, which were I'm sorry, they knocked off the Chiefs, okay, at the beginning of the year. They got beat by the Raiders. They they knocked off the Chargers, which were doing pretty good, at the beginning of the season. Uh, Vikings weren't really a factor. They beat they lost to the Steelers and they lost to the Browns. They beat the Ravens. I mean, I'm sorry about that. They beat the I mean, they lost to the Steelers, but they beat the Browns and they beat the Bears. But they've had some close games. But the thing about it is that Lamar Jackson in those games, he's pretty much came through in the clutch, you know. So they might not have that big of a big of a case in terms of beating some of the other teams. They barely lost to the Packers. You understand what I'm saying? And that was without Lamar. Oh wait, come on, this stupid phone. That was without Lamar. Barely lost to him. So, but let me make another case too. Okay, this is why I felt like he was MVP at the beginning of the season because this guy was putting up phenomenal numbers, right? Especially when he played against, uh, some of the top tier quarterbacks. Now, even though now I will say this, Patrick Mahomes, when the first time that they met this season, Mahomes outplayed him because he had 343 and he only had one interception. But Lamar Jackson, he was still able to come in the clutch, although his stats weren't as good as Mahomes, right? Then he backdoored played against Carson Wentz. Clearly outplayed Carson Wentz, and I know some people don't think that Carson Wentz is a competitive quarterback. He is. He just gets hurt a lot. But 442 with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. You wouldn't have never said that about Lamar Jackson last season, right? Okay. Let's go to the Chargers. Came back again that very next week. Clearly outplayed her. Clearly had came through in the clutch, and I know that they did it in the run. And Herbert actually had more yardage and everything, and Lamar Jackson he threw some crucial interceptions. But at the same token, he played a smart game. He still managed the game well on the ground, and they were able to beat the Chargers. At that point in time, they were 5-1. You know what I'm saying? They had a clear cut record. You said Josh, but yeah, Josh Allen, but he just yeah, man. Look, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, um, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing as well as I'd have liked him. And Josh Allen is a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? The Bills are doing pretty good, but they're not doing as good as the Titans. You see what I'm saying? That's where it gets tricky. As far as the opinion, Slinky man, on this channel, man, never sensitive about an opinion. Now, here's the thing: the Bills and the Patriots are tied, and Josh Allen just knocked off Mac Jones. I think he was getting tired of the rumblings about Mac Jones, so they're tied up right now. You know, listen. Uh, the best team in that division, though, in the AFC North is the Bengals. I've already said it. The Bengals are nothing to be played with this season, and I've said that. I've said that time and time again. Nobody listened to me especially when I was talking about their receiving core. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is playing. He's playing. He's playing better. At the beginning of the season, he was non-existent, and I don't want to hear from anybody that it was just primarily the defense. It was not the defense. Even Mahomes had even came out and he had mentioned that. You know, but as of late, you know, Slinky, that's the only. I'll give it to you as of late in terms of the Baltimore Ravens. As of late. And I'm talking about before he had got ultimately got injured, because they lost to the Dolphins and they lost to the Steelers. They only lost to the Steelers by one. Uh, and he played a decent game, but he still had a turnover or whatever. He had the interception. And then when they got handled by the Bengals, but of course they didn't have Lamar or whatever. The Bengals are on a whole nother level, and Burrow's on a whole nother level. Nobody's even talking about Burrow. I mean, 525. I mean, 525 yards with 4 touchdowns, no interception, 37 out of 46 completion. That's a tremendous game. That's damn near 600 yards. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, I've told people time and time again they're not to be played with. Yeah, they are. Jamar Chase is already as a rookie. He got the record for 645 yards. And then of course there's a couple other rookies that got the record too for some other receiving or whatever. I think old boy from the Vikings, JJ, I forgot his name. But I don't want Lamar Jackson to get out there and play if he's less than 100%. He's got a killer's mindset. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do whatever is necessary for his team. So that's all I got, y'all. Slinky, Watchy, I appreciate you pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I get at you later.